Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Painted Dog TV. Very, very chuffed to be back with you all and back out here on the beautiful Rietspruit Game Reserve. We have Sierra with us on camera, and it's an interesting one, the weather this afternoon. I was just saying to Sierra, it almost feels like it might rain this afternoon. Hopefully that won't be the case, folks. As we know, rain does not do so well with all of our equipment on the Jackal. But for the time being, all is well. It's quite a stiff wind blowing this afternoon, which is bringing in this front, which is coming straight from Mozambique. So there must have been a tropical cyclone, I reckon, off the coast of Mozambique, directly east of us. And yeah, so it's a bit windy. Might mean that a lot of the bigger stuff will be hiding in thick bush to try and get out of the wind. But the MO for the afternoon is the Pride of Lions, everybody. So this morning, quite late in the morning, close to 11 o'clock, we were told that the Pride was seen at Kudu Krip, which is not too far from where we are now, everybody, and they had full bellies and blood all over their faces. So the Pride have definitely made a kill at some stage this morning. Now, one of the other vehicles has already gone past Kudu Krip this afternoon and hasn't seen the Pride, so they've moved off. I don't think they would have moved very far, to be honest. They might have returned to a carcass if it's a big enough one, or they might have just decided to go and sleep somewhere where there was good shade and yeah, just sleep off their big fat bellies. So my guess is that's probably down in the Sunsloot River, but we're going to head straight to the Krip and just go have a look there first, everyone. I can jump off the vehicle and just have a look for tracks and try figure out which way the Pride have gone. But that's where we'll start, and who knows what else we may discover this afternoon, but very excited. Now, I just wanted to also let you all know, everybody, that for those of you that don't know, or those of you who do, just a reminder that tomorrow morning we are going to be dehorning or trimming some of the white rhino here on the Rietspruit Game Reserve, and we're going to be bringing that to you live tomorrow morning. So I'll be hosting the event with all of the team from Painted Dog, from Rhino Revolution, and very excited about tomorrow morning's project, and hopefully all will go well. And we do plan to go live from just before 7 a.m. our time tomorrow morning, folks. So if you are around, you are available, please join us. The links will be posted, and we're probably going to go live just before 7, but yeah, as you know, you never know with these things what will happen in the morning. We'll see how it goes, but it should be quite an amazing thing tomorrow morning. Very excited for that. I know that Sierra is very amped. Her first dehorning. That's going to be a lot of fun. Right, now let me quickly say hello to all of our pack members that have joined us this afternoon before I get stuck into tracking the Pride. Good afternoon, Mary. Hello, Di. Hello, Barbara. Ah, Connie's with us. Hello, Connie. Lovely to have you back. And I see Brandy's with us. A warm welcome to you, Brandy. Hello, Carol. Nice to have you, my dear. Did I say hello to Mary? I think I did. Well, I'm saying it again anyway. Hello, Mary. Hello, Betty. Lovely to have you. Hello, Elsa. Ah, and Mr. Michael is with us. Hello, Mr. Michael. Hope you're well, sir. Welcome. Hello, Liz. Hope you're well. A very good afternoon to you, Jan. Lovely to see all of you with us. Thank you for joining us, everybody, and a massive thank you again to the pack that, of course, have made this afternoon safari all possible. So thank you, pack members. We love you. We're grateful. Very chuffed to be out here with all of you, and also very happy to have all of those who have joined us on the public channel. Welcome to Painted Dog TV. Let's hope we're going to find some exciting stuff this afternoon, everyone. It's always beautiful out here regardless. Michael, I see you are straight onto the nitty-gritty. Want to see another leopard? Damn right do we want to see another leopard. As you know, Michael, you know me well now, I always have leopard on the brain. I love everything out here, but I can assure you my spidey senses are always on high alert for any sign of leopard. So yeah, fingers crossed we'll have some action. Chris, one of the Leadwood homeowners, actually reported some male leopard tracks this morning, but that was very close to the boundary with Leadwood. Might be a bit of a stretch too far for me to track a leopard in the afternoon up there. I'm going to lose the light, so I'm probably not going to go up towards those tracks, but you never know what we might discover down here in the southern parts of the reserve. And then one last bit of admin to get through, everybody, before I get stuck into the lion tracks, which I've just seen the first set of here, is the keyword for the week. I just want to remind you all that this week's keyword is giant. So for those of you wanting to get your hands on that high resolution image from Painted Dog TV this week, please submit the keyword giant through to us, and we'll send that picture off to you all. Right, I'm going to hop off here, everybody, because there are some lioness tracks here. So just wondering now, is this where they came from before they made the kill or after? Let's just have a quick look. These tracks are coming from behind me, going this way. But where they were seen was at the water, which is directly down that way. But I just want to quickly see if those tracks go off there. It's going to be tricky with the tracks because of the wind. These tracks look incredibly wind-swept already. Hard to gauge how fresh everything is when there's such a strong breeze. So it looks like the pride lay down here, everybody, here on the road, and then they got up, and from here went straight into the bush here in front of me. So I think they may have just paused here for a moment after the kill, after feeding. They paused here and then went down here towards the water. I don't see any tracks going back that way. So I mentioned how the possibility is that they may have all left the carcass to go have a drink and then went all back to that carcass. It doesn't look like that's the case. Elephants, everybody. I've just spotted some elephants. That's fantastic. I think I heard something about elephants on the radio, but I can see them up on the ridge here. I'll quickly show all of you. They're up at the reservoir here on Lemundoring. I could see two right at the top of the road there, Sierra, right on top of the ridge. I think I see a vehicle up there as well. Don't want to gate crash their party, so I'll just let them know that we're in the area. It looks like the herd, everybody. I can see at least 3 elephants there now. It's very cool. Probably trying to have a drink at the reservoir, may have even already had a drink. Let's head up there, everybody. Try and get hold of whoever's there on the radio and let them know we are coming. What a lovely start. Station with the elephants. I'd like to join you from Kudu Krip, if that's possible.
Vehicles on approach, but you can come up to the reservoir.
Copy that. Thanks very much. I won't stay long. All right, so It does sound like there are a number of other vehicles that are en route to the elephants, everybody, so we'll let them keep coming, but we'll quickly shoot up there and hopefully get a nice sighting of the ellies before we carry on. I think that most of these elephants have already moved away from the water. Might still be one or two on the far side here, however. We'll have a look-see. Ah, there is indeed still an elephant drinking here, everyone. Hello, everybody. How are you? Would you mind if I crept past you? Thank you. I saw a whole bunch of them going that way. Thank you. Still two of them here, everybody. What a treat. Definitely one of the bulls coming in here. The younger of the two bulls, I think. Yeah. Oh, what a shot, everybody. Look at that, with that sky above them. Beautiful clouds, Drakensberg Mountains. Fantastic. Thirsty ellies, you can hear the water running down his throat. One of the females off to the right here, everybody. Listen to that. Love that sound. Incredible how much water they can actually suck up and pour down their throats. Probably close to about 10 to 15 litres every time he sucks water up into that trunk. If he really goes at it, you know, he can suck a lot up into the trunk. They'll sometimes drink up to about 60 litres twice a day when they have it. Very dependent on water. But it is quite remarkable how they find water as well. You know, I always think of the elephants that live in the deserts in Namibia. There's almost no water in that landscape, yet those elephants find a way. It's incredible. They dig it up mostly. Gee whiz, Michael, that's very hot. 39 degrees Celsius where you are. A very, very different temperature here today. Right now it's probably only about 23 degrees Celsius. Oh, what an awesome start to our drive, guys. Wasn't expecting the elephants at all. Magic. Sarah was telling me a very interesting story about the elephants actually, just recently. She had to call for help yesterday, everybody, because one of these bulls, was it this young bull, or was it?
Collar.
So the older bull elephant was in camp with the others and had Sierra trapped in her tent whilst he fed on the tree which leans up against her tent. So quite a moment for old Sierra. Got some pretty cool videos of all of that, some awesome memories to take home with her. So fortunate to have these giants here on our reserve. Just looking at this guy's tusks, and that left tusk looks very chipped. I don't remember seeing that much damage to that tusk when I last saw him. Might see if he raises his head again, you might see just the very tip of the tusk, the left tusk, is quite damaged. Now, they'll damage their tusks mainly from feeding, but also from fighting. Doesn't look very fresh, the damage to that tusk, however. I could be completely wrong, but it's just weird. It just seems like it's the first time I've noticed that on the younger bull's tusk. Good afternoon, Brian. So lovely to have you with us. Hope you're well and hope you're enjoying our amazing start to our drive this evening. Elephants drinking here at Lemunduran Reservoir. Just watching this elephant, he's up to something. Maybe just listening to the other members of the herd. What a beast. What a treat, everybody. That was incredible. What a fantastic moment. Amazing sighting, everyone. We are going to leave the elephants from here because I can hear the other vehicles arriving here now. And I certainly don't want to overcrowd the situation. So I hope you all enjoyed that. It certainly was one very special way to start this evening's drive. But let's make space for some of the others who had already obviously said they were coming. Have some time to enjoy the elephants. One last look at him as he's wandering down the road here. towards the other vehicles and towards the rest of the herd, which have headed that way. Fantastic. Thanks very much, guys. Stations, I'm leaving the sighting of the elephants, moving west away from the reservoir. Mary's just saying that your experience at the tent must have been equal parts of wonderful and terrifying. Yeah, a bit of a shock to the system when you have such a giant knocking at your door. Did he? What vehicle did he come in?
First he walked back, and then Andrew.
Amazing. Flock of mouse birds, red-faced mouse birds. They've all just settled here now on the top of this corkwood. Special birds. Very fond of mouse birds. Love their calls. Obviously their amazing tails. So cooperative breeders that live in flocks helping raise the newest clutch of chicks. They'll stay with their family unit for a couple of years before then obviously going their separate ways to breed. A very clever system. Helps with warning one another of danger, but also feeding, you know, the new clutch, the hungry bunch of mouths. There they go. Beautiful. Right, so back to the tracks of the lions, everybody. The pride that we had earlier, it was just here at this junction. There's no tracks coming from there. So they must have made their kill further to the south of where we are here now. Sounds like we've picked up a hitchhiker. A little branch that's just got caught under the vehicle. Still there. Jolly good. Right, let's go have a look at the water hole here again. Try to figure out where they went from there. So these cats drink water straight after a meal because it helps with the digestion. with the digestion process. So I wouldn't even be surprised if we get there now and there's lionesses here again drinking. Might have gone off to sleep for a while and may return to the water again for another drink. Hearing some oxpeckers in the block of land to our left here. They're flying in. Immediately think of rhino when there's oxpeckers about. We do know that, of course, they sit on the backs of a number of other mammals. But this is a hot spot for rhino, so you never know. Could be a rhino or two in the area as well. These lionesses did go down to the river, which is to my right here. So we're at Kudu Krip now. This is where they were drinking this morning at 11 a.m. But I can see their tracks already here. I'll point them out to you folks. See this one here. You got it there, Sarah? Yeah. So they drank up here and walked across the road heading east towards the riverbed. So they may have gone beyond the river, but I think there's a high probability that they are sleeping in this dry riverbed. I'll be back with you shortly, everybody. I just want to make sure they're not sleeping close by. Hello again, everybody. What have we got here? Well done, Sierra. Beautiful shot. Looks like a brown-hooded kingfisher, everyone. How beautiful is that? Gorgeous. That's a really nice find you've got there, Sierra. Now, speaking of finds, everybody, I found the lionesses. They're not sleeping very far from the road at all. They're literally 60 yards. I went walking down here now towards the riverbed and just bumped into the pride sleeping here, right on the edge of the river. Now, they didn't see me. They didn't know I was there. They're fast asleep and the wind is howling, so they didn't know I'd just come in there. Now, we've got a vehicle that's just pulled up behind us, so they're going to come and join us. Let's get in there and show all of you the sleeping beauties. Relocated the pride. They're sleeping just east of Kudu Krip on the bank of the Sunsloot River.
Southern Kudu Krip, can I join you, Gareth?
There's only space for 2 vehicles, and there's a vehicle with me at Kudu Krip, so you can just stick around. I'll move out for you. You can replace me.
No problem, I'll stand by. Yeah.
Now, let's see if we can actually see the lionesses at all from this point. Otherwise, I might have to try from the riverbed. I don't think we're really going to be able to get very close to these lionesses, everyone. We're in quite a tricky area here, very eroded section. A lot of erosion that's happened here close to Kudu Krip. It's funny, I know where they are. They're literally just 30 yards from us now, but there's trees in the way and a lot of erosion to deal with. Right, let's see if we can find a gap here. Sierra, can you get them across there now? Can just make out one of the lionesses from here, everybody. They're fast asleep.
People, I'm reading Kudu Krip.
Not so easy to see through. Everybody, I promise you that is a lioness sleeping on the other side of that gory bush. One of them at least. Liz, to answer your question about oxpeckers removing ticks from cats, no, definitely not, because the cats would eat the bird. No, the cats don't tolerate birds at all, so no, they remove the ticks themselves, or in a pride, they can obviously remove ticks off each other. I don't think that's going to work. Nope. I don't think I can get any closer to these lionesses. Sierra, will you just grab that aerial that's popped off? Thank you. This might work from here now. Alrighty. Well, I can count 3 lionesses from here. I'm sure the other 2 are probably close by. So you can make out the 3 of them in that shot, everybody. And they're just not close enough to the bank itself where it drops down into the river for us to be able to view them from down there. Unfortunately, that's okay. Still nice to have even this half obscured view of these amazing cats. Sleeping beauties. They are very fond of this spot, the Pride. Found them here on many occasions. I think they like it because it's really nice and open here, and they get a beautiful cool breeze blowing across their bodies, which will be very hot while they're digesting whatever it was they ate. I can hear the other vehicle decided to go down into the riverbed. Trying to get a view from down there. They're definitely not going to see the 3 lionesses we've found up here, but you never know, the other 2 might be in the riverbed. Just wait to see what they say. This is just an update on the Pride. I have 3 lionesses about 100 meters east of Kudu Krip. They're lying in that big eroded section on the western bank of the Sunsloot River. Visual is a 1 out of 5 for 1 vehicle. Certainly was quite a rush though when I first discovered them.
1 out of 5 visual for 1 vehicle. Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's affirmative. There's only space in the sighting. I won't be staying too much longer. I think already is in there. He'll replace me in this. Now, having had a good look at these lionesses, the binoculars are expected. It does look like they've also cleaned up their faces, so they've groomed each other the other day, got rid of all the best blood on their fur. But perhaps it's smaller that they had killed this morning. If it was, you know, a substantial meal, you'll usually see a much larger bulge in the belly, even while they're lying down on their side like this. Aren't they just, Liz? The camouflage of these cats, particularly at this time of the year, is incredible. They truly blend in. And the only reason I spotted them when I was looking through this thicket here was the white belly of the lion. Right. I picked up the white on the underside of her belly, and that's what stopped me dead in my tracks. And I actually then went right down on my haunches and could then clearly see that it was the lionesses. And I just waited briefly just to see if they'd noticed me, and it didn't move at all. There was no signs of life, so they had no idea that I was here, which is great. I love that undisturbed behavior. You can see the white of that belly there now that I'm talking about. You can see her breathing quite deeply. The lioness to the far left, everybody, has just gone into super comfort mode. She's rolled her head upside down. It's quite interesting. She is buggered. Yeah, so Michael, you've answered the question perfectly there. Betty's question about when they'll be allowed to breed, the members of the Pride, the answer is they're not allowed to breed anytime soon. We would actually want the reserve to expand, to be larger in size before we allowed this Pride to increase their numbers. And, you know, even though we sadly lost that other lioness recently, we wouldn't want to let them breed now to, you know, replace the missing lioness, because very likely whichever lioness, which would only be Nyaleti, of course, she's the only one that could possibly breed, she'd have 3 or 4 cubs in a litter, and then we'd just have too many lions for the size of the reserve and the carrying capacity in terms of their prey. So, what we are with, obviously they die of natural causes, they get older, die of old age, then there might be a chance for Nyaleti to breed again. But that's a long way off from now. Sarah, Mary's just saying that it sounds like people on the public channel are raving about your camera work. Well done. Very cool shots in a very tough spot.
Yeah.
It's actually quite pretty, hey, the way it's naturally framed with all of the vegetation in front of that lioness. Big shepherd's tree that's hanging down in front of us here in the foreground. Actually quite chilly, this breeze. You know, we're sitting now exposed in the open here as well. You can certainly understand why the lionesses were quite happy to sleep here today. Nice cool breeze hitting them on their belly. So I see there's a little bit of conversation going on about the wild dogs that we have in the boma. Yeah, the most recent update is that they are still in our boma, still awaiting a male, which I believe is proving quite difficult to get. There's a single male wild dog that's roaming around near Makalali, which is not too far from here. And the plan still, I think, is to try and introduce that male to the females in the boma here and then have them released onto the Rietspruit and see how they fare thereafter. But of course those two females cannot stay in that boma forever, so if they don't have any luck locating a male, then presumably they'll take the females elsewhere. But for the time being we are still trying to introduce a male to our two females. I really hope that does happen. It'd be lovely to see if they stick around, at least get to see them a couple of times before they go. All right, everybody, we are going to love and leave the beautiful sleeping queens. You can hear a whole bunch of vehicles firing up around me. I'm sure there are a couple of keen eyes that want to lock onto the lionesses we found here. Careful, Sierra. Mind your head. Leaving the Pride still stationary, same position, east of Kudu Krip, with Orella in control. Betty, to answer your question about the male that I was referring to, no, it's a different male, separate from the 5 we had here before. So the 5 males that we brought here to try and introduce ended up eventually meeting up with a pack inside the Kruger, but just the other side of the main road that separates the Rietspruit from the Kruger National Park, and successfully bred with the females in that pack, which is very, very exciting. So those 5 males are doing really well. But no, the single male dog that I'm referring to is separate from a different group of wild dogs, probably only about 60 odd miles north of us. It's where this male is currently. So yeah, no recent update on his whereabouts and whether they've been able to get any closer to darting him. But the permits are in place, so we're a green light in terms of bringing him here to the Rietspruit Game Reserve and introducing him to these females. So it's just a matter of finding him and being able to dart him and then get him here. Hopefully that will be concluded sooner rather than later. Well, that was lovely, everybody, catching up with the Pride. great start to our afternoon. What's next, I wonder? Gonna head towards Seskuntkrip, everybody. It's a fantastic area for everything, really. And just see who we may discover, whose tracks we might find. Maybe we'll get some more beautiful birds in that area as well. Yeah, Betty, I hope so too. It would be amazing to, have a positive end to the wild dog saga that has been playing out here for the last couple of months. But more importantly, just, for the conservation of the species, to have a new pack formed that can then finally settle and hopefully breed would be amazing. Sure, that is quite a beautiful tree. I don't think I've ever noticed this tree before, and that's because usually you wouldn't be able to see it. I was just thinking to myself now how incredibly thinned out the bush has become of late. It's really getting very dry now. That is a stunning tree. It's a tambuti tree, everybody, and a really big one. Beautiful. It's busy growing out of a termite mound, a very big termite mound, in fact. Just the most beautiful shape and structure to its limbs. While I'm paused here, everybody, I'm just going to quickly mark my territory. I'll be back shortly. a white rhino here on our right, everybody, in some very, very thick vegetation. Oh. My goodness, did any of you hear that? Wow, that was male lions fighting over something, everybody, that I've just heard back there. I can barely see this white rhino in this thicket here. I just caught the top of it. Amazing. Quite weird that I presume just on a gate path and lead into some more. But he's did his tricks, and I heard the male lions saying at everybody, at least I think it's the male lions, and I can still hear them growling, everyone, so I'm going to quickly go back there. Try see if I can get closer to where these lions are arguing about something. I assume that all 5 lionesses were, you know, in that position where we found the 3 we could see, but who knows, maybe the other 2 have come here with the males. Something's going on. You can hear the lions erupting behind me here. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to them because it's very, very thick, this area. But let's just get a bit closer to where that sound was coming from. Just listen here again quick. It's just amazing, you know. Lions. It was starting that rhino's bum back. We can get in here. I've never been in this. See how yeah. Judging by the type of terrain we're in here and being so close to this other riverbed here, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a kudu or an inyala that these lions have killed here. This is the type of terrain that kudu and inyala love to spend their days in, browsing up against. Don't touch that tree, Sarah. That's a nasty one. Must be pretty close to where these lions are now. Let's see if we can hear that growling again. I can hear the panting. And a little bit of growling here. Don't know if you can hear that, everybody. But we're getting close. Just don't know if I'm going to be able to get close enough. It's getting thick in here now. Just yet. Can't see them, everybody, but I can hear them. Quite a terrifying sound when you hear lions growling, feeding on a carcass, especially when you can't see them. Oof, they're going at it again. It sounds like there's something big that they're feeding on in there. Yeah. Only problem here, folks, is we've pretty much hit a dead end. No real way of getting in there. But I might be able to come along the riverbed to where they are, which is going to be what I'm going to try next here, everyone. I don't know how far I can get down the riverbed, but that's going to be our best approach, I think, to getting to where these lions are definitely feeding on a carcass. So let's try that. Sure, it's exciting. My goodness. I really hope we'll be able to find a way to get to them. Just careful here, Sierra. Oh, listen. Big argument happening in there again. Man, that's an epic sound. No thorns on this, so you can just push it over the camera. Ouch. Welcome back, everybody. We do apologize for the gremlins. Hoping that that'll be the last of them, that they're going to stay away. So we attempted to go back into the river from a different angle here, everybody. And I got a little bit closer to where those lions are still arguing, but not close enough. So we're going to attempt to try and get to them in the Rietspruit River. Hopefully we'll be able to get closer to them. Now what's interesting is from this position where I was sitting just listening to them now, I could actually see the very top of a tall tree shaking, which is quite interesting. You know, lions don't feed in trees very often, but perhaps whatever it is they're feeding on is wedged up against this tree. I'm not too sure. You never know, the lions may have stolen something from a leopard. A leopard might even still be trapped up in the tree. It's very, very exciting, guys. So I'm going to do my very best to try and get us down into this river, where I think we might have a chance of being able to see what's going on here. Good afternoon, Rosemary. Lovely to have you with us. We've had a brilliant afternoon so far. Sightings of elephants, some of the pride, a rhino's bum. And while we were observing the rhino's bum, we heard an explosion of male lion activity. They have killed something in the Rietspruit River here. And we tried to access from where we heard the sound initially, but it was just impenetrable. So we're going to give it a bash now in this riverbed, the Rietspruit River, and see if we can get any closer to those lions. Fingers crossed we can, because there's something quite exciting happening here. Right, here we go. Cross those fingers. Let's also cross fingers for the gremlins, everybody, because it is a very, very overgrown section of riverbed. So I just hope that the gremlins will stay away. Sir? I haven't driven this stretch of river in your body, so I know in the past it was you couldn't rise, but I am vehicle tracks here, not very fresh. Oh, I can smell the carcass. The smell of the carcass. Everyone, I don't have to go too far to get to where they are. Oh dear, I already see a tree over the riverbed here. Darn it. These elephants. Always making it interesting. Oh, we're not going to get around this tree here. Unfortunately, there's just enough of a gap to get through these two trees that the elephants have pushed down. They're the lions. What are they feeding on? I can't see from down here, everybody, but it's definitely the male lions. Just hear the crunching of bones. Incredible. Right, everybody, I'm going to try and get us a better view here. Let's see what it's like on the other side. I've only seen two male lions. Not so easy, very thick where they are. It's a kudu. They've killed the kudu. Gee whiz, and they've eaten a lot of that kudu, everybody. You can just see the kudu's horns in front of the male on the right there. You see the spiraled horns there now, folks, in front of the male to the right. So a massive kudu bull that these boys have killed. I don't think it's the lionesses that killed this kudu, because of where those lionesses' tracks originated from. So these male lions have killed this kudu all on their own. Unreal. And just amazing how much of this carcass they've already finished. Oh wow. The third male lion's busy roaring close to us, everyone. Wow. Now, I wonder if he's had any of this meal, that third male lion. I doubt it. Because he wouldn't be that far away usually, unless he went off to drink water. That's incredible. I wonder if we're going to see that other lion turn up here, everyone. How unreal are these sounds, everybody, and these pictures. Now, if that third male lion does turn up here, everybody, it's going to get very exciting very fast. Especially if he hasn't eaten anything yet. He's going to want to try force his way in here to get some of the remains. He's roaring again. Jeez, look at the size of that lion's gut. This is epic. What a sound. Stations I've located 2 male lions feeding on the remains of a kudu bull in the Sunsloot River, about almost a kilometer, maybe 800 meters downstream from Sandkamp. I'm so excited to see what happens next, guys, and if this other male lion's going to find them. I reckon he's roaring because he knows he's close by. He's probably picked up on the male's scent, the 2 males here, but the wind is blowing from us towards that other male lion. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's also now picked up on the scent of the carcass. So this could get very, very interesting, everybody. Crunching through some bone there. I'm still not sure if this is the injured male that we have here. I thought it was when I was looking at him from the other side. Bear with me, everybody. I'm changing my seat. I'm going to just sit on the other side of the jackal so that I don't keep poking my head into shot here. There we go. The other male's just flopped down on the right-hand side of us here, everyone. He's full. He's going to have a snooze. Beat you to the punch there, Mary. Now we are parked very close to these lions, everybody, literally 10 yards. So just hope that when that other male lion does arrive, these lions don't explode too much and come charging at the vehicle. They sometimes do that when they scatter. They don't usually jump into vehicles. They're well aware that we're here, of course. But just in the moment, and the adrenaline's pumping and they're fighting with each other, they sort of lose sight of the vehicle. So we'll just need to be prepared for that and ready to rock and roll if we need to. Even the crunching of the bones. This other lion is so close, the one that was roaring. He's going to pick up on that pretty soon. Obviously these lions have got exceptional hearing. It is a bit windy today, however. But I mean, when he's there, you see that sound? Very loud crunching of bone. When he's 100 yards away, he'll pick up on that sound. Maybe even further, 200 yards. Lots of yellow-bellied green bulls busy chatting amongst themselves here in the riverbed. And also here the somber green bull. All the birds settling in for the night. Here's the other lion roaring again. He's trying to get his brothers to respond, but of course they're going to stay quiet while they've got a meal here. He's close though. That's 250 yards, 300 yards at most, where that male lion's roaring, everybody. Michael, I'm not certain, but I think the one feeding is the injured male, and the second male is the one with the kinky tail. So I think it's the other fit male. Where's that guy off to? Can't see him. Oh, hey, he's responding. There you go, he's calling his brother. Wow. Wow. That's amazing. Jeez, I don't even know how he roars like that with the size of his belly. Well, we're almost certainly now going to have the brothers all join up here. Because of course the one that was vocalizing earlier would have heard that. I'm quite surprised that this male responded and called him in. It could be because he's had his fill. I mean, there's not a lot left on this kudu. So Betty, just to clarify, the male lion you just heard roaring now was the one that was sitting here just moments ago. So not the one that was incoming. This one was responding to his brother, which is still making its way here. Yeah, exactly, Michael. It is very interesting. There is so much about wildlife that we'll never know. But I do think that it's probably because that male that's just roared now close to us here, his stomach is ginormous. I mean, he literally couldn't squeeze another ounce in right now. And there's very little left remaining on the carcass. So it might be why today, right now in this moment, he decided to respond to his brother. Let him come in here. Very interesting. Jeez, you can hear this lion licking the flesh off the bone. They of course have multiple barbs on their tongues, which are quite long on a lion's tongue. It allows them to quite literally lick flesh from bone. You can see some of the kudu's hide there now, as this male lion turned the carcass slightly. That's what he's trying to cut through now with that carnassial shear. His teeth on the side of his jaw are serrated. Incredibly powerful. Kudu's hide is very thick. Maybe that is the case, Mary. Doing a good deed. Calling his brother into the carcass. Now, where is his brother? Come on now. I want to see this action. They have been very quiet, so it makes me think he must be very nearby. Not feeling the need to vocalize again. He now knows where they are. Looks like he might be done. It is the injured male that we have here, everybody, so that's good news. He's got a big feed, and he's not done. He's just repositioning. Something's moving in the bushes ahead of us here. He's picked up on that. I can't see what it is. It's just too thick here. Might be that rhino that we saw earlier, folks. Might be coming through here. It's something big. Still good sections of meat on this carcass, particularly along the spine. That other male lion better get here soon, otherwise he's not going to get much of anything. Judging by the horns of this kudu, everybody, that these lions have killed, that's a massive kudu. It was a big, fully grown bull. So they must have killed this kudu sometime yesterday, would be my guess. They've been here for a while.
Based on how much they've already eaten.
Yeah, exactly, Sarah. Based on how much they've eaten. You know, a fully grown kudu bull is going to weigh about 500, somewhere between 500 to 600 pounds. A male lion can put away about 80 pounds in a sitting. But he'll then need several hours to digest all of that before he could repeat the same feat. So that's why I say that these lions have been on this carcass for a while. Jeez, they're so powerful, these cats. Eh? He's exhausted. Imagine how tiring it must be moving this carcass around, how tired his jaws must get from feeding. The most surprising thing here for me tonight is the fact that that other male lion hasn't turned up yet. as I say that, he started roaring. They're together, those two. One's just now started roaring, joining in. But I can hear they're together. They're right next to each other. So again, you know, the male that's come in would have immediately picked up on the scent of the blood all over his brother's face. I think he's eaten already. He's probably just as full. He went and slept further away from all of the chaos that we picked up on as these two were fighting over the remains. It's the only reason he's not here. No, Betty, you're right. More often than not, they're stealing dinner away from the ladies, aren't they? But it just shows you that males are very capable of feeding themselves. Yeah, that's a good point, Michael. Injured male being the last one feeding here. The other two have had their fill. But this injured male's been feeding here for a while as well. I mean, when he stood up earlier, his gut is also massive. It's incredible how they gorge themselves. Eating machines. Takes me back to the conversation we were having earlier about how we cannot let the lion numbers increase. They'll feed on a carcass like this on average every 2 to 3 days. That's a lot of prey that they go through in a year. I'm just so chuffed we could actually get to them. If they had been 30 yards, 40 yards deeper in, away from the river here, we'd never have been able to see this tonight, everybody. It is impenetrable, this section of the reserve. We're just so lucky that the kill was made close to the riverbed's edge. See how he's just paused there, everybody. I can hear other lions roaring, but very faint, far off to the south. That's probably why the other two started roaring when they did. They're probably reacting to those other lions that are roaring. This guy's just heard it now. That's why he paused briefly there. Copy. Right, everybody, we have just got word from FC that we're about to wrap up our drive. And what a drive it has been tonight. My goodness. Just full of excitement, wonderful sightings. And the rush of hearing these lions squabbling over the remains of this kudu was a highlight for me. Absolutely exciting moment and awesome to share it with all of you. Thank you again to our pack for making this drive possible. And thank you to everybody that joined us this evening. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Incredible game viewing here on the Rietspruit Game Reserve with us at Painted Dog TV. Can't wait for more. Don't forget about the live streaming of the rhino dehorning and trimming tomorrow morning, everybody. If you can join us, please tune in just before 7 a.m. South African time. And yeah, that's going to be a very exciting morning indeed. But for now, folks, we are going to bid farewell to these very fat lions. And Sierra and I are now going to make the exciting trip back up this riverbed in the dark. Hopefully we'll get out. I'm sure we will. But yeah, thanks again, everybody. It's certainly been a goodie. Sure. And there we go, everybody. What a way for us to sign off tonight as we listen to the roars of the male lions one last time. Wow, it's just so cool. Amazing stuff, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon. Bye for now, folks.